So we want to talk about blue stain pine, which is also called number 3 pine or beetle kill pine. So it is pine in that these are boards that come from pine trees in North America. It's not some other species like spruce or whatever. Also, the grade means that it's a lower grade than most Americans have seen, which is number 2 or a better grade. Blue stain pine can have lots of flaws, including the blue stain that results from the initial stages of decay, but it can include problems like knots that fell out, missing edges where the bark was, missing edges for other reasons like mill damage during the processing of the boards, wormholes, and we're going to show you examples of all those. But this is a very popular product for wall paneling such as this, ceiling paneling, furniture construction like a bookcase, which we'll show you later, and also some businesses make flags to hang on a wall or other decorative things. So let's look at some boards the way that we get them. So Front Range Lumber has been an expert and a major seller of blue stain pine for decades. It's gotten much more popular in the last 10 years. We try to stock a lot of it. Supply has been irregular to some degree. We get it out of Montana and Canada usually because we insist on selling kiln-dried. Especially in the dry climate of the Denver area, we expect that it will perform better here and have less splitting and twisting issues. So what we sell is normally kiln-dried. What we sell is 1x products, which are 3/4 inch thick. They have been planed on 4 sides, so you could say they're smooth on 4 sides, except you will see flaws that are acceptable with this grade. Again, it's number 3 pine. Getting thicker is problematic, so we specialized in what we can get normally, which is the 1x. We stock it in, we try to stock 1x4, 1x6, 1x8, and 1x12 normal boards. We also stock and sell a lot of 1x6 tongue and groove. We try to get the tongue and groove in 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 foot lengths. In the standard boards like these, we get whatever we can, which includes 6 foot boards, 8 foot, 10 foot, and sometimes 12, 14, and 16 foot. Again, availability is not guaranteed, so we get what we can. When people buy this product, they commonly make do with what we have because we have the best available, and it's hard for them to find stuff that isn't picked through and old and all that stuff. So let's look at some boards here. One thing that we see a lot of times, of course, what people are looking for is the blue. That results from water getting into the tree and starting microorganisms growing in the wood, and the blue is a byproduct of their growth. The kiln drying would then kill those microorganisms and any grubs or worms that are in the wood. As you can see, some of the boards are wormy. In fact, we try to get that because that's a good way to ensure it's going to have a lot of blue. So this is common and normal. Here you see a grading mark that could be sanded off. This board you see a tight knot and a little bit of worminess and a fair amount of blue. I see a little bit of other colors. We've seen some yellows or coral colors or browns, but usually it's blue and white like this. You can see here, this would be called a planer skip, which is just simply where the board didn't get planed thin enough to get rid of those marks. Some people love stuff like that, some people don't. A problem that we have with blue stain pine is that people want rustic, quote unquote, but it's got to be a perfect rustic. So to buy this, you have to be pretty flexible with the appearance of it. No 2 boards are going to look the same, no 2 batches, and even 6 and 8 footers could look quite a bit different. So this is one to plan ahead and get all of your needs at the same time. This board shows a missing edge, which in the industry we call wane, which is simply where the bark is or was. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about finishing blue stain pine. A lot of people ask if it needs to be finished. You know, if it's on a ceiling and it's never going to get dirty from the splash of a bottle of wine or kids throwing stuff on it or whatever, probably don't need to put a finish on it. So on a wall, Some people use it on a floor, which I don't think is a great idea because it can wear so quickly. Or other things like a bookcase, for example. You want the protection and cleanability of a finish. Some people stain blue stain to make it more look like barn wood. I personally am not a fan of that. I think that the wood is beautiful with just a clear finish. So let's talk about clear finishes. These boards have got 2 coats of oil-based polyurethane on them. You'll notice that as you put more coats on it, it will draw the beauty of the wood out more. 3 coats would be perfect. Also, the higher the gloss level that you use will bring the wood's natural colors out more. So this is a semi-gloss. Most people are going to stick with a matte finish or a semi-gloss. High gloss or gloss, of course, you can see yourself in, so that most people are not going to go that far. Now, you'll also notice kind of a amber color to this, and that is a negative to using oil-based polyurethanes. They will make the white part of the pine a honey or amber color, and that color will develop and darken over time to what a lot of people would call a log cabin kind of effect. If you don't like that, you could use a latex or water-based polyurethane, which goes on milky and dries clear. A negative to that is it's not as tough as a oil-based polyurethane. However, it would make the boards look pretty much just like the boards we showed you. In other words, they keep the blue looking the same and the white stays the same, and there's no amber color to it.